Hey guys, you're watching one and only. My name is AJ. Welcome back to the episode of Let's Build a City. I am pretty sure that I said at the end of last episode that we don't need to come back to the truck stop anymore because we finished it. And then here we are beginning the next episode at the truck stop. Well, yes, the truck stop's done, but this episode is going to be a little bit of a beautifying episode, a little bit of a sort of tart-up around the place that I've been forgotten about. One of those places is the sort of embankment that surrounds it. So to do this, we're going to do exactly what we've done on the other side. I've placed leaves down on the lowest level. I'm now going to go back and I'm going to place leaves on this sort of second level. Now, the second level is a little bit more random. Okay, so it's a little bit more night vision. It gets quite dark underneath that bridge, you see, so I've got night vision with me. So this level, you sort of spam out a little bit more. You sort of cover up parts and make it go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. And sort of go where you want. I don't like to cover the top ones up too much. But yeah, it's like how we're doing on the other side, which is why I've cut a little bit of this out. But yeah, it's about time that we sort of go back over some of these spots and just finish them up. I've got quite a little chunk to do today of different areas, so we might have some cuts here and there, depending on how long things take us to do. But all in preparation for episode 300. Wow, 300 when we do the last world tour, or not the last. Well, maybe the last, I don't know. When we do the next world tour, I should say. I don't want to scare you guys and say it's the last world tour. I don't know when the last world tour would be. I don't think we'll ever know when the last world tour will be, because who knows when you sort of get to a point on the series like this and say, I'm done. Because you're never really done. There's always more to add on a city. It's sort of when you want to finish, I think is more what it is. Okay, so then the third part is we're going to just go around here. I'm just going to thicken up some of this bush part, especially around this area. You see a splash again. Hey, oh, they're only 2 minutes. I was going to say they lasted not long at all. I must have my vision potion 1 or something I picked up instead of the second one. So you go in here, and I'm going to start placing, well, not quite all the way in there, like in some parts down here. That's all good. That's all good, nice and tight. That's pointless being there. So we'll let it open up a little bit here, just for those single blocks, like that. And then that's pointless there. And then what we do is we get some bone meal, and we just bone meal up the rest of the areas, like down here. Now I'm spamming like crazy because I want to have double high grass, because obviously we can't get any lawnmowers down here to cut it, but also the double high grass means that they poke out the top above the leaves. You get that extra sort of level of depth. So we're going to put these in here as well. See, a little bit of detail like no one knows about apart from us. Like no one going to really notice it, but we know it's there. We know that this part is sort of all overgrown and a little bit abandoned. You can't get to it, you see. Okay, and then spam like crazy. Nobody uses this area. It's by the truck stop. It's sort of, everyone just drives past it. It's on the edge of the industrial estate. Nobody sort of comes near it to maintain it. That's a really nice mix of flowers we got in there as well. That's quite lucky. You see, and there we go. It just dresses it up like the other side. Oh, that's a bit of a blank zone, isn't it? Look at that. Bone meal RNG didn't get it there. There we go. Just dresses up. It's so simple. It's so simple. It doesn't take much to do. Oh yeah, look down here. That right there is the subway. Can you see that through the night vision flickering? That's the subway. It goes straight through. We need to cover that up with some dirt at some point as well. You can't see it when we got night vision on. It's probably why I haven't ever fixed it. I know I fixed one other area. But yeah. Okay, so the next spot that we want to go is behind the back of the modern houses. We don't actually have any like gardens on them, and it just annoys me when I look at the world in the overviewer map that there's no sort of set garden on them. On this side there isn't any room for gardens, so it doesn't really matter, although this does need to be treed up, so we'll do that in a moment as well. But on these houses, like this one's got a back garden, and that one's got the outline of a back garden, but there's nothing to it. There's nothing in there. There's nothing sort of setting it off. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab this wall. I'm going to bring this wall out. We're going to have like a little bit of a walkway between the two houses. Maybe even that goes to a fake path into the woods here. I'm not going to do that there. I'm going to do a hedge. Back. Now, does this side, is this side going to meet up? Yeah, I think this side we're going to meet up to that fence, but I'm going to do it a little bit higher. Makes it look a little bit different then, you see. I missed a block. And then we're going to do a little... That's a little bit of a walkway down here, maybe to a back door into that house or something like that. Just trying to keep the sort of design the same on those doors and stuff. Yeah, I think that feels about right, doesn't it? Oh, these got automatic doors on them. Oh, how fancy! Oh, yeah, it does work. It's just not the greatest. I'm stuck in here. No. There we go. That's the worst way to do those doors. You shouldn't do them like that. Okay, so while we're here, let's just get some saplings. While we're in the area, we might as well get these trees starting to grow. Now, I don't need to mix in the other trees in an area as small as this. Just some oak trees to fill up the space will be fine. So put some oak trees down like that, and same on this side. And then we just let them grow. Down the middle here, I just want a little bit of a gravel and grass path. So I'll grab a wand. And we'll go straight down here. And we'll say, replace grass with gravel and grass. 50-50? Oh yeah, I suppose so. Replace air with gravel. And we just sort of fill it up. There's obviously a void spot underneath where they're clear. So I've got a nice sort of randomized pattern going up here. Let's get rid of those two trees that are going to be in the way. And then we'll do the same thing that just runs up into a bit of a dead zone, you see. Ooh, no, undo. Undo. We want that one. There we go. Boom. Let that grow back. It's just like the path is sort of leading. It doesn't go anywhere, but it just looks like it's leading up there. And in fact, if we grow these trees by hand, at least the ones closest to the path, I can then just bone meal up the edge. I don't want to go too much over the front there. And same as down there. That tree at least should still grow. Yeah, good. But when we're walking down here, at least we've got a little bit of sort of bone meal going on the sides. Beautiful. That's fine like that. So in the middle here, I think we want to stripe the lawns. We've already striped the lawns on this one, and I think our technique is going to be do the opposite way in the middle. What number is that? 159.5. So we're going to go set 159.5. That's the percent sign. And we'll just rock these up. This is like really quick to do. Like that. It's just that one, because that should be the interior block of whatever it would be. I wish there was a command. Like, I wish there was two commands in the game for World Edit. One is to do a checker pattern. So you do like / checker. Maybe there is. I don't know. I need to look into it. / checker, and then block 1 and block 2, and it would make a perfect checker pattern of those two blocks. And then the second one would be stripes, and you'd be able to go, north, south, or east, west for the direction. Redo. So like that one is a north, south, and then this one is an east, west. So you'd get the direction, and then block 1 and block 2. It would be so cool to do. You'd be able to stripe these lawns in one command. Just boom, it's done. Okay, and then the third one, we revert back to a north-south. And then they look like three, they really give the impression of 3 separate gardens. Like that. Now there's a lot of treeing that I need to do around the world. I've actually done like, I'd say probably half. Maybe even more over half. of the amount of trees that we need to place like in the world around the mountainous area. The hardest part is done, which is the front, you know, around the Zono Wood side, around all of these houses that we're at, wrapping around the farms. All that stuff is all done. But I still need to do them along the back of the city, or back of the mountains that you can't really see all that well. But when you're in a plane, if you fly around the back, you don't want it to be just normal plain grass and stuff. Obviously, I will not bore you guys by doing all of that on camera. That'd be a horrendous episode. Just an entire, the whole world, our whole city's width worth of treeing. Wow, yeah, that would take a long time. But yeah, that needs to be done. And there's a little bit on the other side of the camp. Oops, I don't want to redo. What are you doing? A little bit on the other side of the camp needs doing. That's quite near us, but it is quite a chunk. So again, I won't do it on camera. That'll be an off-camera thing. Now, why is that grass died, but not the one next to it? I'm going to replace that back with grass, and I think that'll survive. Yeah, that one. Bunk, 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 bunk. Just so it keeps going all the way through. Beautiful. We should do more of these mailboxes on these houses as well. You see, you could post mail to each other if you had that mod installed. But yeah, okay. So that's now in the back garden. Now we can just place some more different trees. Like I think I've already done the perfect thing. Yeah, I did. Yeah, birch tree obviously, so it stands out quite well. We'll do a birch tree in this garden. I think we'll do it up in this corner. We'll grow that. Oh, that's a lovely birch tree as well. You don't get them tall like that too often. And that one's already got an oak tree in it. In fact, I might do two trees. I might do a birch tree there and a jungle. I don't know. Jungle might be a little bit weird. I do have a double high, a 2-block high spruce. Sure, I do somewhere in the city. Maybe we should do another one of those. I know I've got one in one back garden. We'll do another one here. Kaboom! I think it looks so cool. And it's not out of place because of the mountain range behind it. Oh, yes! It's the house next to it. I knew I had one somewhere in the city. Oh, that's hilarious. I've got one literally right there. It's no longer in the realms of the garden, though. Okay, you know what? I'll leave it there. I sort of like it. Okay, so actually got some gardens on the back there. Once those trees grows, that'll be fantastic. Around here, I don't think I can fit another house in there. Like, that's a small house, really. Or that's a small house, and that certainly wouldn't fit in there. So, I shall show you my tree technique. You guys should know it by now. But we're going to very rarely place some spruce down. I was a little bit too heavy on the clicking at the start, so I'm going to just remove some of these. That one and that one. So we leave those to grow, you see, and then once the spruce have grown, they're the hardest to grow. So you then can go around with oak and birch, which sort of grow anywhere. Oak does. Birch can be a little bit funny sometimes. Same as on this end here. There ain't nothing that I'm going to be able to put on the end, so we'll just get ready for those trees to go up. Same as down here. Let me just jump down there. I mean, I could put something here, but I don't think it would suit being on this side of the road. And the same here. Sort of privatizes up the hospital a little bit. I'm not going to do that part over there. Yeah, you can sort of see where it goes to no trees. No trees! And then over here. Just a couple of saplings needed there. Like that. Okay, so they'll grow off camera. Obviously, they won't grow by the end of today's episode because trees take a long time to grow. But yeah, that'd be perfect, and then I can oak those up later. Now, we do have another spot over here that I need your help with. I'm a little bit stuck. Now, there's an easy way out. There's like a shortcut way out of this, which I'll show you. If we come all the way over here. It takes like a while for you to fly across this city, but you don't appreciate how big this city is when you're up in the air. It's only when you're down on the ground walking around the city do you realize how big this place is and how much work has gone into it. It's crazy. Now, I need help with this area. Now, the easy way out is to tree it up. Okay? Like we could tree it up and be done with it. However, there's quite a lot of room in here. Now we could obviously terraform this back, so the the sort of hill here would finish probably about there, and then from where my mouse is to here would be flat, like as flat as what this area is. Okay, and it's enough room to get. I could get a T-junction down there. I'm sure I could fit a road in there. It might even be the perfect width. It sort of, to my eyes, looks about the perfect width, or one block out at least. Either way, and then we could turn it down here, and then I don't know what. Now the road would come down, and you could, if we wanted to, we could have just a path on one side, because you don't need the path on the other side. Then we could have some buildings here, but I don't know what buildings, and I don't know what I would do with the road, because I don't like roads finishing off like with a cap, sort of like. The only other cap that I've got in the world, the only permanent cap, if you like, that I've got in the world, is this one right here, look. And I sort of rounded it off. Now, none of the cars in the game have a turning circle. I don't think any car in real life has a turning circle good enough to just whoop around there. I know in City Skylines, if you do a road like that, the cars do. I remember the cars just do that in City Skylines and Sims and stuff like that. But I don't really want to do another one there. Now, we could, if we wanted to, extend this road. And make that a T-junction, and then have it sort of wrap around like that. But I think I said the other day, I sort of like the one road going underneath the tunnel. But, I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world if we had another road that comes out, like that. And then we had some buildings going along there. They would be thin buildings. You wouldn't be able to fit too much on them. But they would be there. It's an idea. Unless you guys can think of anything else, that's an idea. And if we go to the hospital there, just teleport back here. On this side we've got this road, which is a dead end at the moment. Now my plan was for this road to turn up here, go through the mountain and out the other side, and have a military base on the back. And we were going to do another sort of mini series, or probably a full series, because military base is quite a long series, at the back. And I've thought about it now for nearly 300 episodes, and I don't think I want to do it. I don't think I want to have a military base on the back of this island. The tunnel would be too long. It would be way too long of a tunnel. It's literally like nearly half the map in width. Like, it's actually a long tunnel, and it would just be really boring to drive through. It'd be really boring to make. Really boring to watch an episode on. And then on the other side, to do a decent sized military base, you would need a runway, you would need hangars. It's by the water, so you'd need it to have some naval stuff as well. The area you would need would be at least 4 times the size of Alcatraz Island. At least 4 times, more like 6 times. In reality, and it would be just way too big off the back. It would look out of place. To make it look cool, you'd need it like literally, like where my mouse is, like this size. You need it like that big, and it just won't suit off the edge. So my plan with this road instead is we'll do another Grove Street style thing. So a road that comes down to a nice big round area. So I think I'd get rid of the paths on either side of the road, and I'd turn it into a road like that. And I would turn it up, like a little 90-degree left, to a big circle up here, and we would have more houses around here, which is perfect, because these houses are really small, easy, and fast to make. They put, like, the population of our city up, because you can just imagine, like, loads of people, like, live in these areas. And being around a loud racetrack, these sort of smaller, cheaper houses is perfect. You're not going to want a really nice house with a racetrack behind it. It'll be way too loud. So yeah, it'd be a really nice way to just bump up the amount of people here. Also, this was going to originally be the way into the stands for this area. But obviously that isn't going to work anymore. Like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, and we're going to do this. Yeah? Which blocks it up. But you can no longer get to the stands, to the spectator stands. We're going to have some kind of bridge over the top would work. Like, I could do a bridge from here to there. That would be fine. or some sort of tunnel going from there to either here somewhere, and then a path that leads up to there. I don't know which yet. Maybe we'll do both. Maybe we'll do a bridge and a tunnel. But yeah, we need a way to get into those stands as well, because it's sort of a lonely space otherwise. But yeah, that's my plan there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I don't know how long this episode's been, but we've got a lot done, a lot sort of planned out, ready for the future. I know you guys will be disappointed about not doing a military base, but it would just be, it would look too big in comparison to the city. That's the sort of start and end of it, really. Maybe maybe we can still do a let's build a military base series, but we'll just do it on a separate world. We'll do it on its own world, and we can make it as big as we like, and we don't have the restrictions of space at all then. But yeah, that's gonna be a future thing. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe. We shall see you in the next episode. Bye.